Hi, my name is Lee. So the dish I'm making today is Cacio e Pepe. Sorry, my Italian is awful. But the really cool thing about this dish is like ancient Italian Roman dish. And when people used to migrate and not live in settlements, the shepherds would pick up things like peppercorn, if they found cheese along the trade routes, or dried pasta, they would put it in their sacks. So it was something that was very inexpensive for them to make. And it was something that would fill them up. So it's really kind of has a long-standing cultural significance with Italians, and it's like part of like a trinity of pastas that are just kind of like the cornerstone of Italian society. So I decided to try it. It seems simple enough. So I'm actually going to give you a review at the end to see how it went. So I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, so we're going to make Cacio e Pepe. Sorry, my Italian is horrible. So for what you're going to need for this recipe is a pot that you're going to boil water in, a medium to large non-stick pan, which is very important. Very simple ingredients and utensils. I have a microplane cheese grater that you could use to like zest. When we grate the Romano cheese, it's very important to get like a fine grate to it. So I like to use the microplaner. We're using our spoons, of course, to measure our pepper. And then we have salt to salt the water. This is to get the reserved pasta water. And I like to spray the pan with avocado oil. Just so I know it's a non-stick pan, but I spray it before, let it heat up a bit on medium heat, and then we add the peppercorn. So that's what you'll need for this simple and delicious recipe. And I'm going to go ahead and get the water started and grate the cheese. I put my pasta in the boiling water, and now I'm starting to toast my peppercorn medley. So I use this peppercorn medley grinder. You could actually toast the peppercorns whole. That's what it says in the original recipe, but I didn't have a mortar to break it up. So I already grinded them, and I'm toasting them now. So again, this recipe calls for a half tablespoon of pepper. And I'm just gonna toast this. This pan has been heating up for a few minutes. Just kind of aerate that a little bit. And once the water is done boiling, once the pasta is done halfway through this, I'm going to reserve about a cup to a cup and a half of pasta water, so in 6 minutes. Okay, I'll see you for the next step to make the sauce. So my pasta is halfway done, so I just wanted to make an important note in this video. So I reserved half of my, not half of my pasta water, but halfway through cooking the pasta, I reserved about a cup and a half of the water. I may not use the whole thing just in case I needed extra. And I'm going to let this cool off until the rest of the pasta is done, because the water shouldn't be boiling hot when you make the sauce. That was one of the things the chef mentioned, because then the cheese gets clumpy. I have already shredded my cheese, and I reserved half of it for if I needed a little extra for the sauce, or for the top. But the recipe calls for 2 ounces, which I did. So I just wanted to make that important point, and I'm going to get started on the sauce now. Thank you. Okay, so now it's time to make the sauce. So I'm going to take the cheese that I had separated, and so I'm going to take most of this and line it on the bottom of the pan. And I just want to make a special note that you shouldn't be doing this on heat. It should be off the heat, off the heated burner that you used before. Because the chef that I got the recipe from says that it will make the sauce clumpy. So definitely don't want that. Okay. So take about like 3/4 of that cheese, he said, and put it in there. And again, I used freshly grated Romano cheese from the block. I love Locatelli that's already grated, but it's not recommended because it gets too clumpy. So I let this cool off a little bit. You can see it's still hot. And so a little bit of water at a time. You're going to continue. And you're just going to keep on stirring and stirring and stirring until you get the consistency that you want. Add a little bit more water. Okay. And keep stirring and stirring and stirring. Okay. Your pasta is almost done by this point. And I'm going to keep stirring this and I'll let you see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, thank you. Okay, so when you're done making the sauce, you're going to toss the pasta in. And so I am just mixing it around. The great thing about the sauce is that if it's a little thick, if you want it a little thinner, you could just add some more of your reserved pasta water to it. So I'm going to plate this and show you what it looks like, okay? Okay, so realistic plating. I put it in a bowl. So I like a little bit more cheese on my pasta, and then I put a little bit more pepper. So the great thing about this recipe too is you could kind of control like how much pepper you want in it as well. So I can't wait to dig in. I'll let you know how it is. Okay, bye.
Hi. So this is my review. I don't know if this is it wasn't part of the assignment, but I'm gonna be honest. I thought because it was just a very simple dish, just using pecorino romano, pepper, pasta water, a little salt for the water, it was going to be, I don't want to say easy, because I make definitely more complex Italian sauces, but simple isn't always easier. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. I felt I didn't personally like it, but I don't think I made it the best. You know, I should have done a trial run, and I'm definitely going to do that with my next dish, because I am making something different than I would normally make. And so that is my learning experience from this first cooking experiment. Again, I've cooked more complex sauces, penne alla vodka, bolognese, meat sauces with meatballs and sausages and bresaola, but it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.